Hey everybody, Mr. Regan here, and up to now we've done a lot with trying to understand the forces in a collision and how objects change their velocity based on what we see happening in a collision. Today we're going to take those same ideas that we just read about and we're going to look to see if we can identify and observe them within our sim. And to do that, we're going to be creating some collisions and completing some different challenges. So today I'm going to be breaking down how to complete the 5 different sim challenges that we're going to see on the next set of slides, and how to record your force, mass, and velocity data to show that you completed the challenges. So looking at tasks 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you'll see that each one has a challenge at the very top next to the flag. It has the link to the sim and then where you're going to screenshot your actual analyze page data. That's where we'll be able to see the force, mass, and velocity of your objects that collide. And with each challenge, you're going to see what you're going to need to do within the sim itself. So for example, challenge 1 says simulate a collision where an object runs into another object that's not moving. Challenge 2, simulate a collision where an object runs into another object that is moving in the opposite direction. Challenge 3, simulate a collision where an object runs into another object that is moving in the same direction. 4, simulate a collision between two objects where the objects have the same mass. And then simulate a collision between two objects that have different masses. So notice I'm not telling you exactly how to create your collision itself, but there's something that you have to do as you collide your objects. So your job will be to go into the sim and decide, how do I want to complete that challenge? So for example, simulate a collision where an object runs into another object that is not moving. If I dive into my sim, that means that I'm going to have an object, and I'm going to need to make sure that when I click on it, it has no velocity, okay? And then I'm going to decide what objects down here at the very bottom, if we're looking at those, I want to pull in. And then once I pull in those objects, okay, I'm going to have to figure out how am I going to make them collide so that I can see the force, mass, and velocity of the collision within the Analyze page. So I got to decide what direction I want my velocity. I want to decide how much, a lot, or a little. And from there, we're going to hit run. Okay. Now I'm going to let the collision happen, and I'm not going to do anything with my force arrows here. I just want to see the collision. From there, we're going to go to the Analyze page, and I'm going to find my blue toggle bar here, and I'm going to find where I can see all the force, the mass, and the velocity of my objects. Now, I can see the mass and the force here. I'm sorry, I can see the masses here in the left corner. I can see the forces here with those pink arrows. And then over here, I can see on the right side the velocity right here by objects A and B. I can see their velocities and how they changed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot where I can see all of this force with the arrows, mass, and velocity, and then over here with the data table, so that I can show that I created those collisions, where in this case, the starting velocity for object A was 0, and I can see that velocity change for both objects, and so on. And I'm going to do this for all 5 objects, screenshotting them in, and then moving on to the next one. So, take a second. Do we understand how to complete the 5 different sim challenges? Do we understand how to record the force, mass, and velocity data to show that you completed your challenges? Put your X where you fall in the survey. If you have a question, reach out. Otherwise, good luck.